So we're on a lovely boat and we've lifted the hatch here in the floor, and there's a big hole and there's noise coming from the hole. So what have we got here? Well, everybody, we have got the engine room, and through experience I know that it's a place where not a lot of people like to go, principally because they're not sure what's down there, they're a bit scared of it. It may even be dirty and smelly, but not like this one. So what I've done is I've got one engine running, the other one has been running, and I've checked them both over. But I thought, just to get you closer to and into your engine rooms even, to get you closer to that engineering and a slightly bit more knowledgeable, we can just go down here together and I'll just tell you what I'm checking. Now, I shut one engine down purely so that there's less noise, so hopefully you can hear me talking about an actual running engine as opposed to a shut down one, but we'll see how we get on. So first and foremost, whenever we lift the lid, now this is a lid, if it just closes down into the floor there, it's acoustically cladded, so that will help bring the noise down. The first thing we want to do is just use our sensors. Now if we look into our engine rooms often enough, we'll get to know what it smells like, how much light's down there, what kind of temperature it might be, etc, etc. So if something's not right, you may well know straight away just through your sensors. So open the door, have a sniff, let the air come out, feel the temperature of it, and just see if it just feels like normal. If not, then you need to start looking at what might be wrong down there. But as it is, this engine room, nice and clean, smells good, can't smell fuel, can't smell oil, certainly can't see or feel flames, etc. So I'd assess it's safe to enter. So let's get down there and let's hope you can hear me once I'm down there. If not, I do apologise. Right, so we'll go down the ladder backwards, which is a safe way to do it. And first of all, as we look aft, so that's the back of the boat there, or that's the back of the engine room there. There's a cabin the other side of that. That's the starboard engine which is running, that's the port engine which is closed down, and this is a generator which isn't running either. Nice big engine room, lots of room. We've got skin fittings everywhere, we've got batteries all over the place, we've got fuel tanks, port and starboard, there the starboard fuel tanks, more skin fittings, etc, etc, etc. But for the running machinery, let's have a quick look, shall we? So first of all, before we started the engine, we would have checked the oil with the dipstick there, and we would have checked the water level in the water reservoir there, or the expansion tank, by hand before we started the engine to make sure it was okay. We would also have checked this belt here for tension to make sure it's not too tight and not too loose, and we would have had a good look around the whole engine all the way around to check for any fuel, water or oil leaks, and it all looks okay. Once the engine's running, then we need to go to the exhaust at the back of the boat or the side of the boat to make sure we've got plenty of coolant water running out of the engine, so it's been in the engine and done its cooling and gone out, and the cooling water for this engine comes in through here. So we've got a skin fitting underneath here, there's a valve here which you need to make sure we have open. The water comes up this clear pipe here into this body. We can see it kind of looks like it's boiling, but what it's doing is actually passing through a strainer and then going off to the engine via this pipe here. So you can see the flow of water up and through, which is good. So a really good visual sight glass. Now looking at the engine itself, there's not really much to see. I mean, if you know what all the bits and pieces are, it's a lot easier. But you can obviously see this belt which is running around here. So that's turning the alternator, that's turning probably the fresh water pump, and being driven by the crankshaft here. We need to keep clear of this. We need to keep clear of these. So whenever we're down here, we need to be mindful that we could, if we hit a wave, we could fall that way and end up getting caught here, which we wouldn't really want. And indeed, this section here is actually not dangerous, but we need to make sure as we're going that way to do our checks on the shaft, the gearbox, etc., we don't catch ourselves there. So all pretty simple. So we're looking at joints like these to make sure they're not leaking. We're looking at the belt, as I mentioned. We're looking at the engine feet to make sure they're still attached and correct. And we're looking at everywhere else for signs of leaks, etc, etc. Now this side of the engine is relatively uncomplicated, but if we look at the port engine, you can see there's a lot more to it along here. We've got high pressure fuel pipe work, we've got the high pressure fuel pump, the fuel injection pump, we've got fuel filter, oil filters, fuel filter, is the other way around, all sorts of oil and fuel bits and pieces. So this is all mirrored on the other side of this engine down here. So we do need to get round there with a torch and have a look to make sure that there's no leaks. But I'll just show you on this engine, nice and easy, you get a really good once over. Best off with a torch, so you can see if there's any leaks here, etc. And just make sure there's nothing actually dripping down underneath. And if you're not sure, then it's always a good idea just have a look under your engine, into the save oil. Now, this is a metal save oil. With if anything drips off the engine, it will be caught in there. So relatively clean at the moment. If any oil or fuel or water is leaking from the engine, it would be caught in there. If I just have a look on this side, we can't really see it without a torch, but that one is good also. In general, also, we're just looking to make sure everything is tied down and secure here, so everything's bolted to something. The batteries are lashed down or tied down with something, etc., etc., and nothing is going to go flying in the event of a big wave or any kind of shock should we hit it. But all in all, looking good down here, and remember, it's the most important part of your boat. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll show some more videos like this at a later date. Take care.